Alright, so I've painted and clear coated this bumper skin, this rear bumper, and I've got some small runs in the clear there and over here. So what I'm going to show you is how to sand down the run and buff it out. Got 600. I'm going to start with 600. I'm going to do that dry just to knock some of it down, and then I'm going to be able to tell where my high spots are, where the actual run is. I've got a popsicle stick to make it nice and flat and straight. I just want to stay right on top of the run. I'm just going to do this gently with the 600. See, they're pretty small, so now you can see where I'm just hitting the run right up here. Once you get it knocked down a little bit,
now what would be the difference if it was a freshly cleared bumper and your techniques to get rid of the run?
Freshly cleared, you want to let it dry, but there really wouldn't be too much of a difference as long as the bumper's got to be dry before you start, sanding on any of the clear coat. This one I cleared yesterday, so it has sat for about 12 hours. If it's freshly cleared, you're gonna have to be really careful. If it's not totally cured, you probably would want to start with something a little bit less abrasive than 600. You would probably want to start with maybe some 800 and then go up to your 1000 grit, 1500.
Is there any point where you ever use any water for wet sanding it, or?
Yeah, I'm about to show you that right now. I like to knock these down dry first and then go over it with water and wet sand when I step up to 1500. Okay, so now that I've got it all knocked down to where I want it, where it's getting real level, you can only see little spots now. And that's where I stopped. And now I'm going to go over it with wet sandpaper. 600 still, but I'm just going real easy. I'm trying to stay away from this edge here, because that's going to be a real bitch. I am up to it, but I'm not pressing on it. Okay, so now I went over it with 600 wet, and basically the run is gone. It's gone. You can't feel it. You can't see it anymore. Now what you want to do to make it easier to buff, you want to go over it with some 15 wet. and then you'll be able to buff on it nice and easy. You could even go 15, and then you could step it up to 3,000, 15, 2,000, 3,000, however you want to do it. But since it's a small area, I think personally I could just buff this out nice and easy with 15. Okay, so we're ready to buff it. I'm going to put some compound on there. And I'm going to set my buffer to about, I got a wool pad. And you want to set it to about, 1800 RPM. Make sure you keep it wet with compound. If it starts to get dry, just add a little more. Okay, so I buffed it out with the wool pad. Now I'm going to the foam pad. You can see the foam and a little bit of polish. So the polish is less abrasive than the cutting cream that I used to actually buff out the wet sand marks. You can use any type of different compounds or a polish that they have for the machine, for the buffer. Keeping it at about the same speed, a little bit less for the polish. Get it?
All gone.
There it is. There's one.